Good morning, viewers and listeners of Concerned Citizens Media. Welcome back. Nice to have you here. So I was away for a while for a family event, but I'm back with some news. Here are the news for July 20, 2021. Thank you for coming back. As always, I appreciate your comments and sharing and subscribing to my video and liking it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's get started. Here we go. Addis standard, which was suspended by Ethiopian authority for using the term Tigray Defense Force in its publication, will get its license back and will resume its reporting starting July 21, 2021. The Abiy Ahmed is intimidating and threatening all independent media and journalists. Several independent media like OMN, Ethio Forum, Aulo Media, and many others have been shut down, and their journalists have been tortured, arrested, or have been threatened not to report criticisms of the government. All the promises we heard about the freedom of expression and the independence of journalism during 2018 have been reversed under Abiy Ahmed leadership. Ethiopia has completed filling the reservoir of its huge dam on the Blue Nile River for a second year, and the plant may start generating power in the next few months. Dr. Sleshi Bakala, Ethiopian Minister of Water, Irrigation and Energy, said on Monday, a move that has angered Egypt and Sudan. Khartoum urged Addis Ababa to continue negotiation to reach a binding and comprehensive legal agreement that represents the interests of all parties. Egypt views it as a grave threat to its Nile water supplies, on which it almost entirely dependent. The United States has said Ethiopia's filling of the dam had the potential to raise tensions and has urged all parties to refrain from any unilateral actions. It's already passed. Ethiopia took unilateral actions already. However, Ethiopians at home and around the globe are cheering, feeling proud, and sharing congratulatory message about the news with each other. Concerned Citizens Media also congratulates the TPLF officials and all Ethiopians who have contributed a lot from the inception, design, and for its successful completion of this hydro dam. I know the Abiy Ahmed doesn't give credit for the original thinkers about this hydro dam. That's TPLF officials. Yeah, he thinks he is the one, created this and completed this project. But the credit is due where it is due. The TPLF officials who contributed from the inception, from design, so they deserve credit. We do not have an issue concerned citizens, media, and others. We don't have an issue with possible lighting of Ethiopian houses, businesses, and employment opportunities to several thousand Ethiopians. Our concerns are ethnic conflicts, war, lack of accountabilities, and the failure of leadership in Ethiopia. We don't have issue with completing the hydro dam and giving opportunities, employment opportunities for Ethiopians, and lighting Ethiopian houses and businesses, and getting all the benefit of the hydro dam. We don't have the issue with that one. The issue is failure of leadership, bloodshed, ethnic conflict, war in that country. We need Ethiopians and the global communities to stand together to end the mess or the horrible situations we have in Ethiopia. We might need to sing the 1985 collective life-saving campaign song again, which was, "We are the world, we are the children, we make a better day. Let's start giving." This was is a collective campaign by so many singers, composers, directors, to save life in Africa, especially in Ethiopia. Ethiopia was in a very bad shape in 1985, the famine. So we are in a tough situation, the same situation now in Tigray and other parts of Ethiopia, in Oromia. People are dying of hunger, people are dying of man-caused conflict, war. So we might need that kind of global thinking, that kind of global campaign to end the war, to end the atrocities, to end the command post everywhere. So we might need that kind of campaign. So singers, please come back again, like Michael Jackson, the late Michael Jackson. He was the lead singer at the time, calling for help, for aid, for Africa, especially Ethiopia. So we might need that kind of campaign to save life, especially in Tigray region. It's a huge challenge over there. Partial credit for this, Reuters news agency. The situation in Tigray region and its border with Amara regions are tense and very fluid since Abiy Ahmed has ordered the forceful shipping of all militia from various parts of Ethiopia to the Tigray region and its border. Such massive military buildup is a recipe for bloodbath in the region and will double our fear of ethnic cleansing and other war crimes. Urgent and crucial actions are needed to save humanity in the Tigray region and around its borders. So the situation is very tough, very fluid, and war is going on, very serious fighting going on. The massive military buildup, forced to stay around the border, some of them attempting to cross into Tigray region but defeated by the Tigray Defense Forces. So many militias brought by force, like a quota, 10 from each kabale or each town. Now, so we need to save life, to end the upcoming bloodbath in the Tigray region, or the ethnic conflict, or the war crimes, the crime against humanity, or genocide we talked about in the last 8 months. It could be double or triple if this military buildup continue and the fighting is allowed. So the international community the United States, please stop this bloodshed in the Tigray region. Stop the bloodshed. I know Abiy Ahmed is interested to create as much as bloodshed for his power. He don't care. He was told to negotiate. He was told to settle the issue through negotiation and dialogue, but he refused. He insisted to wage a war, very bloody, very devastating war. He got a blow repeatedly, but he's not satisfied. He want to use all Ethiopians for his power. So he don't care, regardless of how many thousand deaths, how many thousands captured. He doesn't care. He want to continue the fight. So, but the global community and peace-loving Ethiopians, they should act urgently to end, to the bloodshed, to end this very catastrophic war, and to end the ethnic cleansing, the war crime, and the genocide might be happening in a triple magnitude in the Tigray region. Okay. The other one is from State Department. I didn't see anything updated, but this is from July 16, 2021, press briefing by Julia Porter, Principal Deputy Spokesperson for U.S. Department of State. So this is for the question raised by Jelena, I think maybe it's a reporter, I don't know. Okay, she asked a question. I just want to follow up on your statement earlier regarding the COVID assistance to Africa. I just wanted to get the hot spot in Ethiopia. I know Ethiopian government is using a whatever in Tigray region, So how are you going to be verifying this assistance will be a benefit to Tigray region for the COVID-19 assistance? And also, I have another follow-up. Maybe if you can just touch up, do you have any statement from your embassy in Addis Ababa or the others for the Tigray in Addis Ababa? And some of them have been detained and incarcerated in undisclosed area with the Ethiopian government. And at the same time there, another region, also there is a conflict. So, what is your statement on the current situation in Ethiopia? Thank you for your taking my call. So, this is a question concerning Tigray region and the expansion of conflict into Afar region. So, Jelena Porter answered the question in this way. Thank you for your question. So the United States, of course, is gravely concerned by reports of ongoing hostilities in Tigray and evidence of escalating military conflict in Tigray's western and southern zones. There is, of course, significant risk that such conflict may expand outside of that region. All parties need to end the hostilities and pursue a negotiated ceasefire immediately. Escalating fire will only undermine critical ongoing efforts to deliver much-needed humanitarian relief to the famine-affected populations in Tigray. That is statement by Jelena Porter about the situation, the whole situation in the Tigray region, about the expanding of conflict and about the way to settle the conflict. But Abiy, so far, he is not listening to anybody. He want to continue the war, as I say. He want to continue the conflict because he got the massive militia. He can, let them die in thousands. He can bring thousands by force, millions. That is his calculation, because Tigrayans are very few, like maybe 6 million. So the other regions could be like 90 million or 100 million. That's the calculation they're using. They want to use the massive build-up to force the Tigrayans out of Tigray possibly, or surrender and, be governed by Amaras. That's why they're thinking. But it will never happen. That dream will not happen. So it's better to listen to Ethiopians, peaceful, loving Ethiopians and Europeans and Americans. Sit down with opposition figures, with all stakeholders, negotiate, settle all this conflict, end this all ethnic tension, command post, war. But we are not seeing that interest from Abiy Ahmed so far. Okay, this one, the last reading part. Hundreds of Sudanese farmers return to Al-Fashqa area. The government of GERD state in eastern Sudan announced the return of hundreds of families and local residents to cultivate their lands in the Al-Fashqa area for the first time in 25 years. For the first time in 25 years. That is thanks to Abiy Ahmed. They got easy access because he is tied with domestic conflict. He is not defending the border. Now Sudan is coming back and cultivate their land after 25 years. Yeah, this is the situation the Amaras supporting. They don't care about the border. They care about the Tigrayan neighbor. They want to defeat them. Their support is to get power in Ethiopia, eliminate Oromos, eliminate Tigrayans, eliminate Benishangul, then relax after that. Maybe then talk about sovereignty, deal with the Sudan after that, after they crush all the internal legitimate oppositions. That's why you see from Amaras, they don't care what Abiy is doing to the country. They don't care about all these command posts. They don't care about all this conflict. They don't care. They support him. They are behind him. They drag him into conflict. And he is a yes man. He is following them. He's happy with them. He's not listening to anybody. He's not doing, a benefit for the country. No. Just for the particular group interested to dominate the political system in that country. Ethiopian farmers, backed by their militiamen, gradually occupied the border fertile areas since the beginning of the 19th of the last century, until the size of the occupation reached 1 million acres. The government of Gadaref, Suleiman Ali, said that his government launched today, Sunday, the cultivation of the recovered land in the Wad Koli locally, which was under total control of Ethiopian militiamen before it is recaptured by the Sudanese army in November 2020. Ali said that 2,400 families will benefit from his government support plan to deploy the border strip and the area recovered in Al-Fashqa. He further stated that the state government will pay for the land plowing machines and will provide the farmers with 10 machines that will cost 114 million Sudanese pounds. Okay. The Sudanese government launched a series of projects to build roads and infrastructure in the Al-Fashqa area to encourage the return of the farmers chased by the Ethiopian militia as the former regime turned a blind eye. That's the Sudanese side, chased by Ethiopian militia. Also, the army deployed troops on the border area to protect them from the repeated attacks by the Ethiopian militiamen who cross the border from time to time to aggress the Sudanese farmers. So that's the Sudanese Tribune. So that's the situation. The border is broken. Sovereignty is, ignored by the Sudanese thanks to Abiy Ahmed administration. Never happened before. And now the Sudanese are investing, farming Ethiopian land, and Ethiopians are fighting internal conflict, fighting a war between each other for the sake of prosperity party. They just want to be in power. They won the election, 97 point something percentage. They claim they have public legitimacy, but that will not take the country into normal or the country into development unless Abiy Ahmed advised, I think, probably he will listen to Amaras, advised by the Amaras to sit down and end this conflict. They cannot end this conflict by war. They know it, but they depend on massive military and massive resources, getting them by force, getting militia by force, getting the money by force, all the resources by force. Nobody is giving them voluntarily. That's what they're doing. So they will fight until they finish all this, maybe. That is their plan. But we need a saver from the global community to end this bloodshed. Okay, that is the reading parts. Thank you again. Let's see a couple of videos and end today's presentation. And the first one is about conflict. Okay. Okay, this is VOA reporting about the conflict and about targeted operation in Addis Ababa, arresting Tigrayans, shutting down their businesses. They have been doing this, since last November or before November. So the Tigrayans are targeted just from, by being Tigrayans. So that is, let's listen. It's an Amharic. If you understand Amharic, that's good, but I'll try to translate a little bit. But in general, it is about the operation in the Tigray region. Tigray Defense Forces capturing some area the Amaras running from that area to nearby cities in Amara region. They're talking about, federal police operations against the Tigrayans, the detention, and Ethiopian Human Rights Commission report on that one. Clearly said, the Ethiopian Human Rights said this is a targeted operation, and it must be in the operation against the Tigrayans, or based on ethnic identity. It's not based on the crime. Okay, let's listen. If you understand Amharic, that's better. If not, that is the general view for this video.
በህወሓት የሚመራውና ራሱን የትግራይ ኃይል ብሎ የሚጠራው አካል የዋሃ ግምራ ልዩ ዞንን አበርገሌን አካባቢ መቆጣጠሩን ተከትሎ በሺዎች የሚቆጠሩ የኒሮዋቅ ከተማና ዙሪያው ነዋሪዎች አካባቢያቸውን ለቀው ወደ ዞኑ ከተማ ሰቆጣ መሰደዳቸውን ገለጹ። ተፈናቃዮቹ በምግብና በመጠለያ ችግራቸውን ጠቅሰው
Tigrayan force control Abergele, so people are running to Sakota or other areas.
ሰራዊቱ አካባቢው መውጣቱ ተከትሎ በበርካታ ሺዎች የሚቆጠሩ የአበርገሌ አካባቢ ነዋሪዎች ወደ ዋግምራ ብሔረሰብ አስተዳደር ዞን ዋና ከተማ ሰቆጣና አጎራባች ወደ ሆኑት ዝቋላና ሰቆጣ ወረዳዎች መሰደዳቸውን የተሰማው የአሜሪካ ድምጽ ሬዲዮ በስልክ ያናገራቸው አስተያየት ሰጪዎች እንደገለጹት ከአበርገሌ ከተማ ኒሮዋቅ እስከ ሰቆጣ 67 ኪሎ ሜትር በእግራቸው ለመጓዝ ተገደዋል። ሌሎች ማካል በታወቀ ምክንያት ወደ ላይ አሸሽገው ስለነበረ የወራሪ ቡድን ወደ ከተማ ሲገባ ህይወታችን ለማትረፍ ወደ ላይ ሰቆጣ ወጣ። በእግር ነው የመጣነው 67 ኪሎ ሜትር። ምን ያህል ቀን ወሰደባችሁ ከከተማ ወደ ሰቆጣ ለመድረስ? ያው ከሰዓት ወደ 6-7 ሰዓት አካባቢ ስለሆነ የተነሳ ነው። ግማሽ ምግር ላይ ነው ያደርነው ወደ ሻኩራ ይባላል እሱ። ከዛ በኋላ በሁለተኛው ቀን ነው የገባነው። ሌላው አስተያየት ሰጪ ከኒሮዋቅ ሰቆጣ ለመድረስ 3 ቀናት አስቸጋሪ ጉዞ ማድረግ
leaving Abergele
Hyundai Sonata wins every time. ረጋቸውን ይናገራሉ። በማየው መንገድ ልዩ ኃይሉም መከላከያውን ተሰልፈው ወጣ። መጨረሻ ላይ ከባድ መሳሪያ የነበሩት ካንክ ምናምን ሲወጣ በቃ ፈራን። ከተማችን ባዶ ጭል ብላለች። ከዛ በኋላ መጨረሻ ላይ እኛ ወጥተን 30 ደቂቃ ከከተማ እንወጣን። ወዲያውኑ ጅምታቱ
They walk like 2 days to reach Sakota from Abergele on foot.
እዛ ካደርነው በኋላ በነገው ጠዋት ከ7 ሰዓት ቁርስ ሳንበላ ዝም ብለን በረሃ የሆነ ጥግ ላይ ተራራ ቦታ ላይ ወጥተን እየተመለከትነው አለ። በሶስተኛው ቀን በነፍስ ስንሞት ወደ ዞኑ ደውለን ደራሉተናል። እባካችሁ ማኪና ተባብሩ ምናምን አለ። በአጋጣሚ ከስጋት ነፃ እስከሆነ ድረስ በእግራችን ተያለ። በእግራችን መጥተን እዛ ቦታ ላይ መጥቶ ተቀበሉን። ሰቆጣ ገባን። አሳዛኝ ያሉትን አጋጣሚም እንዲህ ገልጸውታል። የሚገርም ነገር 3 ቀን 2 ቀን ተጉዞ በራብ የተጎዳ በዛ በድንጋጤ እንደወጡ ከመንገድ ላይ የወለዱ እናቶች አሉ። አካባቢውን ለቀን ስንወጣ ያፈራነው ሀብትና ንብረት ተዘርፏል።
Gave birth on the road while walking, and hungry, thirsty, all this is talking about this situation.
የቀሩ የህብረተሰብ ክፍሎች አሉ እዚያው ከተማው አካባቢ። አንዳንድ ያሳደሩት ምናምን የቀሩ አሉ። ሌሎቹ በተለያየ ቦታ ከዛ ከከተማ ወጣ ብለው በተለያዩ ቀበሌዎች ነው ያሉ። በዛት በከተማው ላይ እየቀራከል የለም። ሰቆጣ ከተማ ከገቡም በኋላ በቀዝቃዛዊ አየር ንብረት በምግብና በማረፊያ እጥረት መጎዳታቸውን ጠቅሰዋል። ምንም ቅያሬ ልብስ ራሱ ሳኒዝ ነው የወጣ። የሚገርም ነገር ማለት ነው። እዚህ ከተማ ላይ መተን ደግሞ ብርድ ነው። ብርድ ልብስ አንሶላ ነገር እንዳንገዛ ደግሞ ብር እጥረት አለን። ያው ሰቆጣ ዝም ብለን ነው አልጋ ላይ ብለን ያለ ነው።
So he's talking about the situation in Sakota, cold, have no clothing, no food, no money.
ተፈናቃዮቹ መንግስትም ሆነ ህዝቡ ሰብአዊ ድጋፍ ያድርግልን፣ አካባቢያችንም ተረጋግቶ ወደ ቀያችን እንመለስ የሚል ጥያቄ አላቸው።
መንግስት ሰራተኛ ብንሆንም ደሞዙ ሰኔ ላይ ነው የገባው። ለአውደ ዓመት እህል ገዝተን ጨው በርበሬ እንደገዛ ሳንሆነ ጥለን ነው የወጣን። ይሄ ግንቦት ሲፈጠር ማለት ነው እንደታረፈ ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ እኛ አሁን የምንለው እዚህ መተን ምንበላ ዋተናል ከተማ
calling for help, help, food assistance and other they got nothing.
አንድ ትምህርት ቤት ነው ከተሰጠ ከእንዳ ምናምን አድርጎ እዛ ተቻሉ አንዳንድ ብርድ ልብስ ሚሊዮን እኮ ይከፋፈል እዛ ለተፈናቃዮች ተብሎ ደግሞ ለእኛ ሚሊዮን አካል እስከሚደርሱ ከአካባቢ ነዋሪ እንዲሆን መዋጮ አድርጎ በራስ ከምንሞት እስከ ሀገራችን መፍትሄ ተገኝቶ እስከምንወርድ ድረስ ያይሆን የሚል ሀሳብ ነው ያለን። አሁን ያ በቃ ምንም ከታች የነበረው ጸጥታ አካልም የመጣበት ሁኔታ ስላልታወቀ እኛም አሁን ወደዛ እንግዲና ቀያችን አስከብረን ወደ ለፈለበት ልመለስ ነው ጥያቄ።
የብሔረሰብ አስተዳደሩ አደጋ መከላከልና ምግብ ዋስትና ፕሮግራም ማስተባበሪያ ተጠሪ ጽህፈት ቤት ኃላፊ መልካሙ ደስታ ባልተጠበቀ አጋጣሚ ሰራዊቱ ለቆ መውጣቱና በርካታ የህብረተሰብ ክፍሎች ተፈናቅለው መምጣታቸው ድጋፍ ለመስጠት የሚደረገውን ጥረት ውስብስብ እንዳደረገው ገልጸዋል። ያም ሆኖ የክልሉ መንግስት በአፋጣኝ ድጋፍ እንዲያደርግልን ስለ ጉዳዩ ጥቆማ ሰጥተናል ይላሉ።
ፖለቲካ አመራሩም እንዲሁም የጸጥታ መዋቅሩ ቢሆን በጉዳዩ ላይ የመከላከያ ሰራዊት የአማራ ልዩ ኃይልና የሚሊሻው ሊወጣ እንደሚችል ምንም አይነት መረጃ አልነበረንም። ነገሮች ግልጽ ባልሆኑ መንገድ ነው የተከወነው። ስለዚህ ያልተጠበቀ ክስተት ከመሆኑ ጋር ተያይዞ አጠቃላይ በኮሚቴ ውስጥ የሀብት ወይም የገቢና
So he's talking about the militia, the defense force. They just, the officers, they just run away without giving them a warning.
በትናንትናው ዕለት ሙሉ ቀን የወሰደ ውይይት አድርገናል። በርካታ ጉዳዮች አንስተዋል። ቤሲካሊ ደግሞ ከአደጋ መከላከልና ምግብ ዋስትና አኳያ ያነሷቸው ጥያቄዎች አሁንም ምንብለው የምንገልጸው ነገር የለም የሚል ምናልባት በተፈናቃይ ዳታ ልንይዝ እንችላለን። በተቋም በተለይ የመንግስት ሰራተኛ እዛም ወለዚህ ዞሮ ዞሮ በፔሮል የሚከፈለው ስለሆነ እሱን ሙሉ ማንዴት መውሰድ ያለበት የገንዘብና ኢኮኖሚ መዋቅር ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ነገር ግን ከዚህ ውጭ የሆነ በዝቅተኛ ኢኮኖሚ ደረጃ የሚኖር ምንም አይነት የደሞዝ አማራጭ የሌላቸው ሰዎች በትናንትናው ዕለት እንደተግባባን እስከዛሬ ማለት ነው በስም ዝርዝር ዳታ እንዲያጣሩ በማድረግ ያን ዳታ ይዘን ነው ለክልል ያን መሰረት አድርጎ እንግዲህ እኛ አስቸኳይ እርዳታ ነው የምንጠይቀው።
ስለዚህ አሁን የተፈናቃዮቹ ቁጥር በዝርዝር ከተገለጸ በኋላ ለክልል መንግስት የሚላክና የክልሉ መንግስትን ምላሽ የምትጠባበቁ ነው የሚሆነው።
ትክክል።
ይህ በእንዲህ እንዳለ የአፋር ብሔራዊ ክልላዊ መንግስት አሸባሪና ጁንታ ሲል የጠራው ህወሓት የአፋር አርብቶ አደር ላይ ጦርነት መክፈቱን ትናንት ባወጣው መግለጫው አስታውቋል። በፈንቲ ረሱ ዞን በያሎ ወረዳ በኩል ቡድኑ ጦርነት መክፈቱን ያመለከተው መግለጫው ጦርነቱን መንግስት ከህዝብ ጋር በመተባበር እንደሚመክት አስታውቋል። ለኢትዮጵያ ህዝብም ባስተላለፈው መልእክት እንደ ወትሮ እጅ ለእጅ በመያያዝ የወራሪውን እስትንፋስ እንዲቋረጥ ማድረግ አለብን ብሏል። አጃንስ ፍራንስ ፕሬስ የትግራይ ጦርነት ወደ አጎራባች ክልሎች ተዛመተ በሚል የህወሓትን ቃል አቀባይ ጌታቸው ረዳን ጠቅሶ ዘግቧል። በትናንቱ ዘገባው የህወሓት ቃል አቀባይ ጌታቸው ረዳ በአፋር አካባቢ እርምጃ የወሰድነው ከኦሮሚያ ክልል አካባቢ የመጡትን ኃይሎች ወደ መጡበት ለመመለስ ነው፣ ተሳክቶልናል ምን ያሉት ተግባራችን ውስን ነበር፣ ጥቅም የሌለውን ጦርነት እንዲቀላቀሉ የተደረጉ የኦሮሚያ ሚኒሻዎችን መበተን ሲሉ ነበር የዘመቻውን ዓላማ ቃል አቀባዩ ገለጹት። ቃል አቀባዩ በዋግምራ በኩል ምስኪታቸውንና ቃለ መጠየቁን እየሰጡ ባሉበት ወቅት በምዕራብ ትግራይ በማይሰሪና በአማራ ክልል መካከል ተወሰነ ኃይላቸው እንቅስቃሴ እያደረገ ጠቅላይ ጁንታው የኢትዮጵያ ካንሰር ነው፣ ረጅም ጊዜ የቆየ ሰይጣን በአጭር ጊዜ አይወገድም ማለታቸውን ጠቅሶ አስነብቧል። ለአሜሪካ ድምጽ ሬዲዮ መስፍን አራጌ።
ህወሓትን ለማስነሳት ዝግጅት በማድረግ የተጠረጠሩ 325 ግለሰቦችን በቁጥጥር ስር መዋሉን የአዲስ አበባ ፖሊስ ኮሚሽን ገለጸ። ኢሰመኮ በቅርቡ ባወጣው መግለጫ አዲስ አበባን ጨምሮ በተለያዩ የሀገሪቱ ክፍሎች በትግራይ ተወላጆች ላይ ከህግ አግባብ ውጭ የሆነ እስር፣ እንግልትና የንግድ ቤት መዘጋት እንደሚፈጸም መረጃዎች እንደደረሱት መግለጹ ይታወሳል። ከዚሁ ጉዳይ ጋር በተያያዘ መጨረሻ መግለጫ የሰጡት
Ethiopian Human Rights Commission reporting about the police targeted operations against Tigrayans.
ግለሰቦች በቁጥጥር ስር መዋላቸውን አስታውቋል። በተጠርጣሪዎቹ ቤትና የንግድ ድርጅቶች በተደረገ ብርበራ
I think the number is 325. I think it's too small. but that the police reported. Or
የፖሊስ እርምጃ በትግራይ ተወላጆች ላይ ያነጣጠረ መሆኑን ኢሰመኮ ገልጿል። በሌላ በኩል በትግራይ ክልልም የህወሓት ተቃዋሚ ናቸው ተብለው የተፈረጁ ንጹሃን ስለመገደላቸው ማስረጃዎች ደርሶኛል ማለቱ ይታወሳል። ኬኔዲ አባተ ዝርዝሩን ያሰምጠናል።
የኢትዮጵያ ሰብአዊ መብቶች ኮሚሽን በቅርቡ ባወጣው መግለጫ በትግራይ ክልል ከቀጠለው ግጭት ጋር ተያይዞ በሲቪል ሰዎች ላይ ስለሚፈጸሙ ጥቃቶች፣ እንግልትና እስር፣ የንግድ ቤት መዘጋት፣ የህይወት መጥፋትና መሰል ኢሰብአዊ ድርጊቶችን በተመለከተ የሚወጡ መረጃዎች እንደሚያሳስቡት መግለጹ ይታወሳል። ኮሚሽኑ በመግለጫው ካነሳቸው ነጥቦች መካከል አዲስ አበባን ጨምሮ በተለያዩ የሀገሪቱ ክፍሎች በትግራይ ተወላጆች ላይ ከህግ አግባብ ውጭ የሆነ እስር፣ እንግልትና የንግድ ቤት መዘጋት እንደሚፈጸም መረጃዎች እየደረሱት እንደሆነ የሚገልጽ ነው። ከዚሁ ጉዳይ ጋር በተያያዘ ባለፈው ሳምንት መጨረሻ መግለጫ የሰጠው የአዲስ አበባ ፖሊስ ኮሚሽን በፌዴራል መንግስት በሽብርተኝነት የተፈረጀውን ህወሓትን በመደገፍ የተጠረጠሩ 325 ግለሰቦችን በቁጥጥር ስር ማዋሉን አስታውቋል። የአዲስ አበባ ፖሊስ ኮሚሽነር ጌቱ አርጋው ለኢቲቪ በሰጡት መግለጫ አዲስ አበባ የሚገኙ የህወሓት ደጋፊ ያሏቸው ግለሰቦች ከተማዋን የሁከት ማዕከል የማድረግ እንቅስቃሴ መጀመራቸውን ገልጸው በጥናት ላይ በመመስረት ፖሊስ እርምጃ እየወሰደ እንደሚገኝ ተናግረዋል።
ሰራዊቱን አሸንፎ መቀሌ እንደተቆጣጠሩ በሚያናፍሱት አሉባልታ መነሻነት በአዲስ አበባ ከተማም የሚገኙ የጁንታ ደጋፊዎችም ተባባሪዎችም ተላላኪዎችም አዲስ አበባን በድጋሚ የሁከትና የብጥብጥ ማዕከል ለማድረግ
አዲስ አበባ ፖሊስ ኮሚሽነር ሚስተር ጌቱ mentioning different excuses for rounding up the Tigray in Addis Ababa and other areas, and about the shutting of their hotels and businesses.
አዲስ አበባ ፖሊስ ከፌዴራል ፖሊስን ከጸጥታ ኃይልና ከመላው ህዝባችን ጋር በመተባበር ጥናት ላይ የተመሰረተ ህግ የማስከበር ስራ እየሰራ ነው።
በተጠርጣሪዎች ቤትና የንግድ ድርጅቶች በተደረገ የተለያዩ የጦር መሳሪያዎች መያዛቸው
law and order operation, the same thing they claim in Tigray.
ድርጅቶችም በዚህ ሂደት ውስጥ የወንጀል መንስኤ የሆኑባቸውም ተግባራትም ጭምር ሲፈጸማቸው እንደሆነ አረጋግጠናል። የተለያዩ አይነቶች የጦር መሳሪያ ወደ 126 የሚሆን ልዩ ልዩ ሽጉጦች፣ 918 የሽጉጥ ጥይት፣ 124 የሽጉጥ ካርታ፣ እንደዚሁም 3 ክላሽ፣ 390 የጥይት
talking about weapons confiscated from these individuals.
እነዚህ የጦር መሳሪያ በተጨማሪ እነዚህ ፍተሻ ባረግናቸው የፌዴራል ማረሚያ ቤቶች አልባሳት፣ እንደዚሁም የፌዴራል ፖሊስ ደንብ ልብስና የአዲስ አበባ ፖሊስና የሀገር መከላከያ አልባሳትንም በዚህ ፍተሻ ቅድም ከተያዙት ግለሰቦች ጋር
That's a claim. This is claim never been verified by independent media.
ተጨማሪ ምርመራ እየተደረገ መሆኑንም ኮሚሽነር ጌቱ ገልጸዋል። ኢሰመኮና አምነስቲ ኢንተርናሽናል ባወጧቸው መግለጫዎች የእስራት እንዲሁም የንግድ ድርጅቶችን የመዝጋቱ ድርጊት የትግራይ ተወላጆችን ማዕከል ያደረገ መሆኑን መግለጻቸው የሚታወስ ነው። ይህን የማይቀበሉት የአዲስ አበባ ፖሊስ ኮሚሽነር ጌቱ አርጋው ግን ፖሊስ እርምጃ የሚወስደው በተጠረጠሩበት ወንጀል መነሻነት እንጂ በብሔር አይደለም ብለዋል።
ዋና መመዘኛችን የብሔር ጉዳይ አይደለም። ነገር ግን የጁንታው ቀኝ እጅ ሆነው አሸባሪውን ድርጅት የሚደግፉ አካላት በብሔር ተለይተው ሳይሆን በተግባራቸው በፈጸሙት በተጠረጠሩበት ጉዳይ ካልሆነ ከብሔር ጋር የተያዘ አንድም ነገር አለመኖሩም በዚህ አጋጣሚ መግለጽ እንወዳለን።
የሰብአዊ መብቶች ኮሚሽን ከህግ አግባብ ውጭ ስለመታሰራቸው ያነሳቸው የትግራይ ተወላጆች ስለመሆን አለመሆናቸውና ስለ ቁጥራቸው
for diplomatic relations they talk nicely,
የኮሚሽኑ ከፍተኛ የኮሚኒኬሽን ጉዳዮች አማካሪ
but the operation is clearly the targeting of Tigrayan businesses, homes,
የሰብአዊ መብቶች ኮሚሽን በትግራይ ክልል የሚገኙ የኤርትራ ስደተኞች ላይ እንዲሁም የህወሓት ተቃዋሚ ናቸው ተብለው በተፈረጁ ሲቪል ሰዎች ላይ የግድያና የአፈና እርምጃዎች እንደተወሰዱ ማስረጃዎች እንደደረሱት የገለጸ ቢሆንም በህወሓት በኩል ግን የተሰጠ ምላሽ የለም። ለአሜሪካ ድምጽ ኬኔዲ አባተ አዲስ አበባ።
Okay, thank you, Voice of America, for that reporting.
They get you in the door with a free weekend trip or dinner or sometimes just a Visa gift card. Then they tell you...
So that operation is a very dangerous operation Abiy Ahmed is conducting in Addis Ababa and in other parts of the country. and concerned citizens media reported in the past about this operation. Very dangerous, targeting people based on their ethnicity. You know, last time the Ethiopian parliament, which is a yes parliament for Abiy Ahmed agenda, grouped TDF and Oromo Liberation into blacklisted them as a terrorist organization, without any questions, without any discussions, without any consequence, without any challenge. Now Abiy Ahmed is using that law to target Oromo businesses, to target Tigrayans and the Tigrayan businesses, just by using the law. That's a very dangerous and anti-Ethiopia. And Abiy Ahmed is saying Ethiopia will not collapse under his leadership. But Ethiopia is collapsing. He is leading the collapse by his action, by creating command posts, by creating war, by creating ethnic conflict. So he is saying something, but his actions are in contrary to his speech. So now 325, this is very small number according to other medias. More than thousands and thousands of Tigrayans are in undisclosed prisons. Some are tortured, some are killed. As Amnesty International and Ethiopian Human Rights said, this is a targeted operation, nothing to do with law enforcement. The weapons are created by government itself. I don't think the Tigrayans have those weapons in Addis Ababa. I'm not sure about this, because the Abiy Ahmed, administration and his federal police are very, very creative in their propaganda, using their own weapons and showing to the media, here, these are the weapons we got from these people. But no, this is false propaganda to target Tigrayans, to take their properties, to shut down their business. So there's the last video, and about presidential election in Peru, South America. Let's see.
Castillo, the 51-year-old rural primary school teacher, is now president-elect. He won on the promise he won't forget poor Peruvians.
Primary school teacher, okay, that's a good deal.
Salaries when our children have no internet, our schools are falling apart, families are begging for oxygen, homes have no water or electricity. We will rescue this country to give our poorest families a home with dignity.
He grew up in a poor family in a remote Andean village, but in 2017, Castillo led a successful nationwide teacher strike, which supporters say gave him credentials to lead the country.
Okay.
I give Pedro the perspective to go forward into a national fight. We have showed we can also govern with experience from our towns as mayors and governors, and now the country. Previous leaders have been unable to resolve the direst problems.
Castillo has many scared. He first told voters he'd nationalize some industries, redistribute wealth, and rewrite the constitution.
They say Castillo will take away your home, your savings, your land. That is completely false. We have to understand that we must put things in order.
Though he's toned down his rhetoric, critics don't believe him. They say Castillo and his supporters stole the election. They won't accept the results.
These people have come here to sow hatred. They've come to the capital with their machetes to threaten us, and we will not allow it.
Castillo doesn't have any criminal record. He represents the radical leftist Free Peru party, whose leader, convicted for corruption, invited Castillo to take his place. And now critics are afraid Castillo will be his subject.
The biggest question for many here is what will happen after Pedro Castillo is
in on July the 28th. Will he surround himself by moderates, or will he radicalize himself to the left to keep the support of the party he represents? Castillo has no government experience, but analysts say his supporters feel identified.
He looks like most Peruvians. He represents the poor, the hungry, and rural teachers who suffer the most. I don't know what more one could expect from a politician.
Analysts say Castillo's ability to govern will hang in the balance, with nearly half of the country rejecting him and the other half who demands change and who will expect nothing less from him than to deliver on his promises. Mariana Sanchez, Al Jazeera, Lima, Peru.
Okay, thank you, Al Jazeera, for that reporting. So congratulations, Castilla, on winning presidential election in Peru. Good luck. Even though half of the country against you, that's a challenge. And to bring the other half govern the country, very challenging. So it's interesting to see how the primary school teacher will be successful in Peru. Okay, thank you. And that's all I have for today. So I will be back with other news and comments, and I appreciate you for coming back, and also I appreciate your comment and sharing my video with friends and family, and subscribing to it and liking my video, so we can be the voice for the voiceless, so we can grow Concerned Citizens Media. Thank you again. Be safe, and happy Eid Mubarak for those Muslims, and see you soon, and so long everyone.